adjusted. There you go. Hey, we're live, everybody. Welcome to Habanos Saturday. It is March 7th, 2026. And before we want first apologize for running late. Second, let's run the credits.
Welcome to Habanos Saturday, the fastest growing cigar show on YouTube with over 100,000 subscribers. Come join us every Saturday live.
And there we are. Look at that. We're live. Look, I did this just for you because you always remind me that I don't do this. So here's what I've got. A banner running across the show. And he leaves while I'm showing him the banner. So there you have it. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Rizzo will be back momentarily. There you go. Look, there's the banner. I can run across the show now.
Well, there's typos in the banner. Don't forget to like and subscribe. It says don't forget the light and subscribe. The light could be the light of knowledge. It could be the light from a flame, a cigar lighter. It could be. I'm gonna be a little bit horrific. I've not been feeling well for 2 days. In fact, the only reason I'm able to sit right now is because the adrenaline is very high. I've been screaming and shouting, as is the case. Oh, there's Urs is already on Cigar Land. What is it?
Urs is there. Urs, how are you?
Urs did that.
That's live long
in synagogues, no?
Wow, that's like live long and prosperous. There you go. There's the banner running across the bottom.
Should it be that way?
Well, if it's that way, then I'm number one, as they like to say in the books. So, and here we are, ladies and gentlemen. We're here. Urs is here. This is exciting. What do you want to talk about? The upcoming cigar season is what I understand.
Yeah, well, I'm finding to my taste that I don't know how many people out there feel this way. Yeah, my cigar smoking goes in cycles. Sometimes it's lifestyle cycles. If you got fuck all to do, you end up smoking more cigars. When you get busy, the cigar smoking habit goes down a little bit. There are some people I know, it doesn't matter what's happening in their life, they're always puffing away. But the season part I'm talking about is as the northern hemisphere warms up, which is where I'm based. Yeah, you get a lot more cigar tourists visiting London. I won't say maybe that's slightly lightweight. They're not cigar tourists, but the tourism starts and the cigar smokers are out and about. I know some, including us, who's online right now, will be visiting London very soon, and that sort of ups the ante on. That's the cigar season that started, right? It ups the ante on the people that you're going to meet. And so I was having a long conversation with Urs the other day, and I think the cigar smoking for me is becoming more intertwined heavily with the personalities that I smoke with.
Right.
It's all very well smoking a cigar on your own or anywhere, anytime, any place. You can do all of those things, right? But actually, the real depth of cigar smoking experiences for me, the ones that are not on my own or driving a car or sitting, I don't know, on a bench somewhere smoking a cigar or in my lounge, are the ones that involve great company. And I don't know how you feel about it, Stephen. Do you have great company when you smoke, or do you smoke with? Are you a non-discerning smoker?
No, I only smoke with people I like. Now, sometimes because of my celebrity status that you've created for me, and thank you very little, strangers will come up and smoke with me. So I will smoke with them more as a courtesy than my usual go play my favorite game. But there's a group of guys that I smoke with on the weekends, and that is my core group that I like because, as we put it, when we go to lunch when we start at the cigar lounge and then we go to a place that lets us smoke cigars to have lunch, and we always joke we're smoking like gentlemen. So yeah, and we all have the same sick
on there as well.
Carson, and we all have the same sense of humor. So that helps. It's like you can be politically incorrect, you can have a good time, you can talk about politics, love, sex, drugs, rock and roll, and it's just fine. And that's the best way. So I like that. So yes, I am kind of a discerning cigar smoker, but because of the show, if someone comes over and says they've seen, we're outside smoking a cigar and they ask, can they sit? I try not to be rude. I'm like, of course. And they usually turn out to be pretty cool. So I try to be.
I would, if there were strangers sitting next to us. Yeah. And as happened, as I said, I was in Switzerland at the beginning of the year, sleepy little town, and there was a gentleman who came up, a very nice guy it turned out to be, But there is some sort of interview process that takes place for the first 5-10 minutes where you just have to know if this person is of a certain harmonic vibration or
Right.
vibrancy. Where see, so to be a little bit diplomatic there, I wasn't saying being complete knob end or whatever, right?
Make sure
It's
you're not a knob. Yeah, we get it.
yeah. I mean, you want to sit with people that you kind of like
Yeah.
organically have a nice time with, right? Yeah, you don't want to be sitting there wishing in your head, I wish this person would just fuck off.
Oh no,
Um,
sometimes there are people like that, and I just excuse myself when I leave. But I have been very fortunate that that's how we met Easy Ash, just sitting there shooting.
yeah,
You
yeah,
know what?
I
And all
remember
these
that
guys,
the
I
foldable
sit down.
paper
Yeah,
ashtray.
the photo, and he's actually going to be in town here in Monte Carlo in a few weeks, and we're going to probably have cigars. He's bringing a bunch of friends. Apparently, you got to hang out with the celebrity, and it's not me. But anyway, so we're going to hang out and smoke cigars, and so I'm looking forward to it. So what we talked about a long time ago, because of the show, we meet interesting people. So, I look at everything as, all right, let's see. But usually the core group is the core group. We all just smoke cigars. And that's it. Just for everybody to know, Rizza was on his deathbed. He's come out of his deathbed
I've
today
got bad
to
flu.
do
I've
the
got very
cigar
bad
show.
flu. Yeah, I've got
Yes,
very bad. I'm
he
very
could
nasal
possibly
right
die.
now. I don't know if
Yeah.
you can hear it.
Yeah. His could be his
Yeah.
last show because he could die. So this is a monumental show. Tell all the friends.
It's the
But
end.
if he lives, he'll be back next
I
Saturday.
think that's a
So
Doors. That's just a lyric from a Doors song. This is the end,
this is
my
the end. Yeah.
beautiful friend.
If we could play
I
it
might
without
have to listen
YouTube
to
charging
that.
me.
That's a song actually. It's just popped into my brain. You have inspired me, Stephen. And Stephen, and talking of inspiring, you may have a topic that's just walked into the office.
Really?
There you go. There you go. That topic is the topic that gives and gives again. So Kasim, Cigar Confidential, is messaging away, right? You
Where
may
his
wish to
husband?
ask him. So you may wish to ask him, Stephen, on my behalf. How was Cuba? Because Kasim was one of these splendid fellows that ended up in Cuba during
Oh,
the period during which the festival would have happened.
yeah.
And Kasim, how was it? How did you find? Did you end up having a sort of educational experience, or was it a nice cigar time? Was it all hot air that we heard here? How did you drop us one, a sentence to let us know how it went? I saw
I,
some
I
of your
post.
posts
Yeah.
whilst you're out there, which is the benefit of the social media. But is it all doom and gloom, or was it nice, or how was it? How was your experience out there?
Yeah, it'd be interesting to know because a couple of the guys I know that have family in Cuba, when they tell me what's going on, it's much different than the posts that we saw from
Mm.
everybody that was there. So I thought it was quite interesting.
And then the other question that Qasim has thrown is, where's Usman these days? Usman is now on to higher and better things. I think Usman may be visiting us from time to time
Yeah.
as a guest speaker, as a guest presenter, but that's also ad hoc. Uh, the the pressures of working in such a high tensile environment, such as the 2OF channel, entertainment channel, uh, from time to time you have a little bit of it's like going on a really fast racetrack.
Yep.
And from time to time, there's a puncture, there's a blowout, and there's sometimes you'll skid the edges, and sometimes you'll have, you know, your trailer van hasn't been stocked sufficiently enough, and there's a bit of a blowout there. But I think he'll come and race again sometime soon.
Yeah, yeah. He always has an open invitation. He just got busy because of his celebrity in Pakistan. He's like
I think
running for the
celebrity.
president now.
I think being a victim of one's own success
Yes, there you go.
is the best way of
Okay.
putting it. But Usman will be back soon. Why don't you read? In fact, in this media of social, sorry, in this world of social media, in this media of
Yeah,
social world,
same
is
thing.
you can reach out. You can reach out and say, Usman, man, get back on the show, or you might say, Usman, man, what are you doing? Where are you?
Yeah.
And by the way, we are talking about the same Usman, not the Usman that you were hanging out with in Cuba, Qasim.
Yeah, because if he's coming on the show, he was supposed to come on the show, that Usman, and never came on the show. Or was it Carson that was going to come on the show and never came on? I forget. One of them was going to come
Carson?
on the show. Yeah,
Carson?
Carson Daly. Everybody knows him. So yeah, it's a big celebrity. So if I could get anybody's name right, I'll be thrilled. And Brown Car Guy, who does a show with
Mm.
us, I still pronounce his first name, so I still just call him the brown car guy. Wrong.
Yeah, you have this thing. I think it's a generational thing. I
It's no,
noticed
it's
this.
not. It's just that names to me are not important. I mean, like I may love you, but your name it's just a name. It's like I said to my psychologist once. I said,
Yes,
William
Gary.
Shakespeare said.
Yes,
I
Gary.
said,
Yes,
yeah,
Gary.
yeah, good scary. I said to my psychologist, I go, William Shakespeare said, a name is just a name, and he said to me, "You're going to listen to your friends, or you're going to listen to me." So, I've just kind of gone with that. It's just whatever the name is. I go, I give everyone a nickname. My whole office, everyone has to learn nicknames because I don't know anybody's name. I just run around and go, this person, that, and everyone now
Hey,
knows it. It's
no,
like,
you know what you do. In Doctor Seuss, you have when you have the Cat in the Hat, and he has two helpers.
right.
No, is it? Was it? I
Thing
think
one and
one.
thing two.
Thing one and thing two. So thing one, thing two, thing three, thing
Yep.
four. Oh, there you go. It was a very similar experience to when I was there last June. Slightly less cars on the road, but other than that, everything else was running as usual. There
Nice.
you go. That's from the, I won't say the horse's mouth, but that is from Qasim's mouth.
Very nice.
Qasim had a nice time. Qasim, did you manage to, I'm sure you smoke cigars, but did you manage to acquire any cigars? Did you acquire any new memories there? Anything, any good stories? Anything unusual happened there? Let us know. And by the way, anyone's welcome to come onto the show anytime they feel like it. Some people like to some people like to just sit back and
Type.
type away. Some
Yeah,
people.
Carson, he can come on right now and tell us about his experience. That's why I
What
like doing a
happened?
live show.
What happened to Mr. Blanco? Mr.
Mr.
Blanco.
Blanco, what happened is that we thought one of us may not be in studio today. And
Okay.
because of that, one of us might have been at a graveyard. So I didn't think Mr.
The
Blanco,
graveyard show
the graveyard
that we
show,
talk about from time to time. Yeah.
that's right. I didn't think Mr. Blanco would want to be on the graveyard show again. So I didn't reach out to him and go, would you like to be on the show this week? But I could reach out to him now and go, do you want to be on the show? He'd
You know
probably
that
say yes.
graveyard show. The reason why we talk about it from time to
Yeah.
time is it was a very interesting. I'm going to do one thing. If any of you guys haven't seen it yet, I'm going to change the thumbnail on that graveyard show to be very visible. The graveyard show.
Okay.
Okay, for people to find it, because actually that's one of the times that showed that there is a sense of conviviality and camaraderie that takes place between us when we smoke. Right, no matter where we are, what we're doing. At a certain time on Saturday, we stop.
Yeah.
And we come on, apart from Usman, who can never make it. But at a certain time, we stop and we make it, and we're kind of dedicated. Oh, that might be the reason why Usman is not on these days.
This
But
could be true.
no, I'm just dry snitching. Usman is welcome on anytime, as long as you tell him at least 5 days in advance.
Well, 5 days in advance, he's got to get a letter signed by his wife that says it's okay. And then he's got to get it
He's a
notarized.
social animal. He's a social animal.
I
He's
know
got
he
things
is.
to do. No time is a good time. And the fact that he makes some time is a great thing. Yeah. I'm not well. I'm making time, but I'm making time because it's not the show. It's I get to hang out with Stephen,
Yeah,
and
well,
I get some feedback from Stephen. And I'm actually looking forward to the fact that not many people would realize this. Stephen and I haven't actually met in person or smoked
that's
in
true.
person. Yeah,
Yeah.
but I suspect very
This
strongly
year,
that when we do, that it'll be just like, hey, it'll be just like another show because this is we're just us. This is
yeah,
us.
there's no pretend. And it's really funny. Carson, not Carson, but Ali sent me a message. He's like, when you're here, you got to let us know. We all want to smoke with you. Even AJ was very nice. AJ Patel said that he would love to have dinner and a cigar. Not with me. He just would like to have dinner and a cigar. So I was
Oh,
very
by the way,
excited
there's a
about that.
message from KD Warak 4754.
Yes.
Very kind message. How are you gentlemen doing? Good morning. Good morning to
You're
you.
wonderful. Oh, and I must say that I got yesterday, and I'm very excited about this. I'm going to take it to my chemist today. He's going to fill it up full of lighter fluid. My ST DuPont Koi lighter.
Oh, let's have a look. The Koi
Oh,
car.
I would have to go get it, so I wasn't prepared.
That would
I
mean
can
you
go
have to
get
leave
it.
the screen. No, no,
Yeah,
no.
yeah. I told
I
him this.
enjoy the fact that you're framed virtually every morning. We have this conversation.
Yeah,
You're always framed with the sun behind your
yeah,
head. It's almost like a saintly presence. The
yeah.
Helios, the Greek Helios, is behind
Yeah,
your
there you
head.
go.
You're like
Yeah.
a sort of like a, I don't know, an Egyptian king or something like that, resplendent with the sun shining behind you.
That's very nice. Thank you. I will take, just so we clear, on my Instagram, whether it's today or tomorrow, I will take pictures of my Koi lighter. I was very excited to to
Oh, what
acquire
would
it.
be very cool is if you have a little video of you lighting up with the koi lighter a
Oh,
cigar.
you know what I'll
That'd
do
be cool because you could
tomorrow?
use that. You could use that as a short on your
I will do that
Instagram feed.
tomorrow. I will do that tomorrow. I will light up with a koi lighter, and then I will not only will I have someone film it
Mm.
because I can't do that by myself because you need two hands. Then and I'm going to do it the AJ light up. I've been doing that now. I light the cigar, and then and then I take the top off. In fact, later today, one of the guys from Lost Dollar Business Club has asked me, that's crazy in general, to mentor him on how this is his first cigar ever, and mentor him how to cut and light a cigar. So I have told him literally everything that you're not supposed to do is exactly what I've told him in an email. So today I'm actually going to tell him the truth. I told him, those big blow torches that do the creme brulee, you got to get one of those. I was like, you're going to get a big butcher knife to cut the head off. But he's watched actually the show and he knows that a lot of it's BS. So I sent him the AJ Patel short where AJ is just lighting the foot of the cigar and then cutting it off. And I've been
That
doing that.
raised a
And I
few
got to tell you, it's great.
questions. That raised a few questions with a few people. I don't know if AJ is aware of it, right? So, just as a reminder, the last time AJ was on the show, he lit the cigar before cutting it.
Yeah.
And it's one of those mildly controversial moments. Mildly controversial, because there are far more important things in the world right now than that, yeah. But as a mildly controversial item, uh, I want to know if that makes a difference. And there are a few people. There are a few people trying that out. There's
Yeah.
Shahnavaz in Dubai. I give him a shout out. Shah of Cigars on Instagram. Get the most out of this cigar, one way or the other. Yeah, everyone will try different things. And I think AJ's assertion was that if you light it without cutting it, then
Mhm.
somehow the first puff is a slightly more intense puff because
Yes.
I guess that was the assertion. I don't know how much of a difference it makes, but AJ is the type of person that if you can get 0.01% more out of a cigar, he'll find a way of doing it.
All right. I will tell you this when I do it. I don't think I get the first puff is any different than whatever, but AJ is more of a connoisseur of this than I am. What I do think is people ask you like, "What the hell are you doing?" And so that to me is more the fun of it. It's like, oh yeah, I said everybody that's in the know in the cigar world does this. So I light it and then I cut the tip, and they're all like, even the guys I smoke with the day after we did that show, and I did that. They all watched me like I had three heads, and then they were like, they all do that. They all try it. They all, oh, this is great, and I'm like, oh, good. So I'm starting a
Well,
trend.
yeah, well, maybe, these little trends that they come from somewhere.
That's
And
true.
this reminds me of, I'm going to put this video up if I can find it. I don't know if I'll be able to find it. So about
Sure.
3 years ago, I was sitting in a small North London cigar tobacconist, and it was an old Turkish guy who I got to know for a little while. I would bump into him from time to time, and his way of cutting a cigar was never with a cutter. He would literally, his teeth, he would just bite
Yep.
the end off the cigar, but then he would kind of lick the cigar. Now, I don't know if he's licking the cigar because there's some, old school people, they would get tobacco in a different way. They needed a bit of a tobacco hit. So I don't know if he's licking the cigar for a bit of a tobacco hit on his lips, or he's moistening the wrapper before he so it could be a combination of many things, but there was a little bit of a ceremony. It was like sort of like bite the end and lick the
Oh,
cigar and then using a matchstick light up. That was the, we call it old school, I guess.
yeah.
I'm not sure how old school it was in the sense that did people do that prevalently, but this looked like a very rustic, down to earth way of lighting a cigar.
Right.
And the reason I'm mentioning this story, apart from the fact that it was another way of lighting a cigar, we were talking about AJ's way of lighting a cigar, is something occurred to me is uh, some people need that tobacco hit. They really
Right.
forget the aroma, forget this. They want that sort of, that little upper that they get from raw tobacco.
Right.
And perhaps that's what the not cutting the cigar and lighting it and then cutting it, you get a little bit more raw tobacco out of it. I think perhaps.
Possibly. I don't know. Like I said, I've started to do it, and people look at me like I have three heads. Then there was one gentleman. In fact, it was Cigar Rabbi, and Cigar Rabbi said, "Oy vey." No, Cigar Rabbi said to me, in Spain, because of course he's well traveled. He's like, that's how they light cigars. I'm like, well, la di da for the people in Spain. So that was that. So I was excited for for that, if you will.
The reason I was reaching behind my back just now is this memory has taken me to another place. Again, I'm going to reference AJ here because I've never heard AJ talking about this. But
Okay.
one of the ways, again, this is a 3-year-old story because this was a habit I picked up 3 years ago. I've kind of fallen out of this habit. Was this, which is, let's hold it the right way around, snuff.
Oh, I've never done snuff.
Now, snuff, which is basically,
Cocaine.
if I can show it to you, can you see? Is
Yeah, we can see.
basically
It look
very,
like
very,
coffee.
very fine aromatic tobacco, which has had herbs and spices or whatever it may
Sure.
be at. It looks like very, very finely ground coffee, right?
Right.
Now, I can't do any of this right now for demonstrative purposes because I'm fasting, and so there's nil by mouth, right? Okay.
Right.
But I tell you something. Oh, wow, that's left a nice aroma. That's a sort of slightly menthol. You get sort of like mentholy ones, gingerbready ones, whatever you can go. So snuff shops have kind of disappeared, and I got this from a very, very nice. So Stephen, when you come to London, this is one of the places I'm going to show you. In Covent Garden, there is a tiny little sort of almost like an apothecary shop.
Right.
It's a cigar shop. It's called Cigars and Snuff. Cigars and stuff, and there's it's in Covent Garden. And if any of you folks have seen any Harry Potter movies, right? Yeah, it's like one of those old shops on Diagon Alley. It's like you go in there and you're kind of traveling back 100 years, right? Okay,
Nice.
and they have a whole selection of snuffs in different flavors. Like tobacco. And the whole point of snuff is a bit like cocaine. You kind of like, you know. You don't obviously, not like cocaine, you don't rub it on your teeth, but that's
or the girl.
Right. But you get a hit of tobacco. And about 3 years ago, I went through a phase of almost a year.
Right.
Before you smoke a cigar, you do a hit of snuff and you get this, your nasal passages open up and the cigar smoking is much more enjoyable because you can actually, when you do a retro, you can taste the cigar the tobacco leaves in a different way. So this is a very, very, it's totally legal, legal, not illegal, legal.
Sure.
Way of sort of clears out your nasal system, gives you a tobacco hit, gives you puts a bit of a smile on your face, and then you start smoking a cigar, and you go for it. And it's prevalent in Parliament, in the UK Parliament. There are receptacles still there outside the physical building where it was considered a very high-end form of taking in tobacco. No, a very sophisticated, aristocratic way of ingesting tobacco. And so there would be a receptacle there where you could take some snuff, use some snuff as you leave, and people would have a handkerchief tucked in to their thing, and they would just, wipe their nose. And that's what it was about.
They were dandies.
So these are
these
old school habits, old ways of taking in tobacco. But I'm giving a reverse recommendation back to AJ Patel, just for clarification. AJ, try snuff.
AJ got you hooked. Now, Yura says to smoke cigars perfectly looks like the fine tuning in Formula One.
It is. That's exactly what we're. To get that extra bit of enjoyment out of your cigar, there are some enthusiasts that are always searching for that extra. Sometimes it's by spending more money. If you spend more money on the same cigar, you're kind of invested more into the enjoyment of it.
No, I think like I said, I've started this little trend when we cut off the head, and it's like, okay, people are, and I've asked some of these guys who've been smoking cigars longer than I have, and what do you think? Are you getting more smoke? Are you getting more flavor? And some of them go, oh yeah, you can taste it right away. I'm like, okay. And other guys were like me. It's like, okay, but I think to me it's just fun because that's not what you see. You traditionally see someone snip and then go from there. So I like that.
And that also takes about these habits, like the snuff habit. This was this is about 3 years ago. I haven't really been doing that because I'm not the kind of person that kind of carries this around. You can, it's perfectly fine, but I simply don't. But anyway,
it'd be very snuff of you.
The other thing is, this is again a 2-3 year old habit. Is New World cigars, which I wasn't really enjoying and never really have, apart from the fine Davidos, right?
There we go. Hey, Roy.
There you go. It is. Well, no, what I think the Formula One analogy was that constantly people are trying to get more and more out of their cigar smoking
Right.
experience. And when you think you can't get any more out of it, you get an extra second round the lap faster, if you know what I
Right.
mean, right? Okay.
Sure.
And these regional editions and the edition limitadas and the grand reservas, these are sort of like, some rare leaves, some triple um, what is it called, fermented leaves or
Right.
aged leaves, etc., etc. There's always this process. How can I make this cigar finer? How can I make it more aromatic? How can I make it more tasteful? And you can make all the cigar, all of those things, and yet you still have that process of then smoking it in a way where you can benefit from those things. So the analogy might be here that you can put a Ferrari on a racetrack, yeah, but not everyone
Right.
will be able to drive it to the enjoyment level that that Ferrari can give.
Sure.
Right. Okay. So there's one person that might drive it slowly around the track with a smile on their face. There might be one person who drives it really fast and crash. So,
Right.
there's the analogy. The analogy is, I suspect from us, that it's it can be, if you're searching for a cigar experience, you have to search very actively for it.
Yes.
But from time to time, passive experiences, in other words, just organic smoking experiences, they
Hmm.
pay off. You're not expecting to have a good smoke, but sometimes the company,
Right.
sometimes the meal you ate before, or the drink that you're going to have afterwards, or the frame of mind you're in can
Yeah.
improve your cigar.
I agree. Well, that's what I'm saying. That's why it's like fun to have a core group that you smoke a cigar with, because when you get together, nothing else matters for those 6 to 7 hours. You're just going to smoke cigars, and that's it.
Okay, now not someone, Urs has brought up the F1 analogy. I'm gonna try and translate this into a cigar smoking experience, right?
Okay.
So there was a myth. I don't know if it was a myth. I think it was a very serious thing. One of the very, very famous, legendary F1 drivers, Ayrton Senna, reputedly would hold his breath for the first lap.
Okay.
And the release of breath after the first lap would also bring in a rush of oxygen that would make him really go for it on the second lap.
Right.
Right. And I'm wondering, if I hold my breath for 30 seconds before I take a puff on a first cigar, will I be able to taste the tobacco more? There you go. You heard it here first, folks. It's the Ayrton Senna way of smoking a cigar,
Oh, it's
as
going to be a new trend.
espoused by yours truly. We're all searching for a greater cigar experience. That might be it.
Yep. That's going to be, and just so you know, JM is watching on Instagram. So I'm sure he's
Jean-Marie.
going to say hello. John Marie. Yes. There you go. So he's trying to be sneaky. He's watching on Instagram. So if I have to go
Well,
back and
there's
forth
another one of
now.
those. There's another one of those old school stalwarts, Jean-Marie, who
Yeah.
could quite easily teach everyone something about cigar smoking, but prefers to keep it to himself so he can enjoy it more.
Yeah.
That's very cool. I think that's very cool. I think closer. Well, this comes back to the topic we were talking about. How much do you vet your cigar smoking circles? And I'm quite
Yeah.
proud to say, quite proud to say, I keep my smoking circle very small now,
Right.
very,
Yeah,
very small.
yeah,
I like
usually
to.
it's just you. Yeah.
What's
Yeah.
Katie Warwick 475
I'm
475 for
going
sound?
to hit a
Get a
sinus.
sinus man sniffer before I draw. Great idea, dude. I do recommend this. You can get them in various different formats. I don't know if you want to take a screenshot of that, right?
Jock's Choice. Seriously? It's called
It is what it
Jock's
is.
Choice. All
Well,
right.
jock used to have a different meaning, right? Okay, jock
Yeah.
is Scottish, so this jock means the Scottish guy, right? So this is
Okay.
well, I'm not trying to promote it or anything like that, but
Apparently we are.
that's the rear of it. That does that tell you the flavor on that one?
No, it just says it's 20 grams. It sounds like I'm purchasing cocaine all of a sudden. This tobacco product damages. You said I'm just reading what it says.
And
So
is
there you have it.
addictive? Nah, not really.
That's crazy stuff. I need my fix anyway. But no, so yeah, so no, so I think it's good to have people like JM in your smoking circle. I think it's good to have old school guys. I was with a guy in our smoking circle last Sunday, 84 years old, originally from Havana, and he was telling stories. His mother, I'll tell you this story. His mother rolled cigars for Winston Churchill.
Oh wow,
Yeah, so
wow.
he was telling us those stories. And when Winston Churchill passed away, the Churchill family sent to the factory a letter to each girl or lady, I should say, that rolled cigars for him and thank them personally for rolling cigars. I thought that was a very cool story. So he was telling us all these cigar stories, and that was the one that stood out the most. So it was interesting. And one of the guys knew him, and he said, "I'm going to bring him over." And I was like, "Bring him over," So because they know I'm, camera shy. And it was I thought that was a fascinating story. Like, how many people are you going to hear that from?
It's very true. It's very
Yeah.
true. Uh,
And don't,
but I'm because it's still on my screen.
yes,
The comment from Katie Warrack
yes, yes.
4754 about cleaning your sinus before you smoke is very, very. It's a throwaway comment, but it's very true. Really, if you clean out your sinus first before smoking, the first draw of the cigar, I'm sure, is going to give you a more pleasurable experience. Like having, when you open the coffee pot for the if you have, I don't know, uh, what is that type of coffee that's sort of ready? You can make it very straight away. You open take the seal off, you get the first hit of coffee.
Oh, like when you open a brand new can of coffee or something, you get that
That's right.
first sniff of
The
coffee.
first hit is the one that puts a smile on your face, and it kind
Yeah,
of influences the rest of the drink or the smoke in this case.
yeah, I agree.
The
Now,
olfactory
the
experience.
olfactory. I've never sniffed anything in my life, so I can't. I've never tried
You just
snuff.
you
I
just
never.
put it on your gums.
That was in the '80s, and we don't talk about it. But anyway, no, I never even. I
The
was like,
1980s. The
no,
1980s.
no, no, the '80s. There's
The
no number
80s.
in front of it. It was just the '80s.
The 80s,
The
70s.
80s, in the '80s. Yeah. So I keep telling people I'm 17 billion in one. I don't understand. It's like
I'm a little bit envious about sinus because my sinus is completely bunged up right now.
right?
Completely,
Yeah. Well,
completely.
and so here's the question for a lot of the fans: when's Ramadan over so you can actually smoke cigars on the show again?
Well, we're halfway through ish.
Oh, it's halfway through. Still, we got another 10 days, 20 days.
Well, I think we're just over halfway through because it started on the 18th. There were 10 days
Okay.
there, 6, 7 days now. So we are over halfway through, and then there's 13 ish, 14, 13, 14 days left. A couple
Wow.
of weeks left of Ramadan. But, I'll be very honest with you. Yeah. As a couple of nights ago, I was lucky enough to smoke with two of my favorite chums, Jao and Christian, and I was smoking outside an Italian. So actually, I have to give a shout out to this place. This place is. Should I keep it a secret? No, I'll keep it a
Keep it a
secret.
secret. Keep it a
I'll keep
secret
it.
because then
I'll
everyone's
keep
going
it
to
a
go
secret
there,
because
look for your autograph.
I
Yeah, it's terrible.
I found a place in a very fashionable part of London, and when I say very fashionable, I don't mean fashionable prices. It's a very, very cool part of London, right?
Right.
Which serves great Italian food and drink. I mean, I wasn't drinking alcohol, right? Just to be
God,
clarified, right?
God
But it's got an
forbid.
outside terrace, a heated terrace, and eating, drinking, smoking in cool company, great company. That's a great experience. You know from my stories, Stephen, what place I'm talking about, right?
Yes, I
I
do.
don't want.
We and
I
you.
honestly don't want to say out loud because what
I
happened is
know. I got.
there's just a row of cigar smokers sitting there.
Well, and what you don't remember is it was actually on Sunday, and the reason I know that is I was smoking a cigar, and you
No, it was
called
on
me
Saturday. No, no, no. It
Saturday.
was.
That's right. I'm sorry. You called me on Saturday of last week, and you were like, "I'm just finishing up." I think you were at
I know. I went
number
again.
six.
I
I
went
know
again. I've been
you were at number
twice.
six, and
I
then
know.
you
I've been
showed me
twice in one
pictures.
week. I've been twice to a
Wow.
place in 1 week.
All right.
So this was not only it was not only last Saturday evening. I was in a bit of a filthy mood, and I
Right.
mean filthy. I don't mean perverse kind
Right.
of mood.
Well, that's
I
every
was in
day.
a
So
I'm in a bit of a filthy mood today as well, right? I was
there
in a
you
filthy mood last Saturday evening, and I thought to myself, where can I go and have a great cigar? And that place was closed, so I went to number six
go.
um, instead. And I lit up, and because I was in a filthy mood, I just really wasn't kind of like sort of like, all right, what next? So
Right.
I was smoking an Edmundo, great smoke, by the way. It was a great,
Right.
great smoke. So it was no, so AJ, that was a great smoke from your place, right? But then I walked smoking a cigar through the cold London night air. And I came to this place where I had a great tiramisu and coffee, and I sat and finished my cigar and chat. But I enjoyed it so much, I went back, not yesterday, day before yesterday, I had
Nice.
great big cotelletta alla milanese. to break my fast.
Nice.
Veal cutlet is smashed down into plates. So it was massive, it's massive. I took a photo of it. I'll send it to you.
See, I like when you say the Italian thing because I'd be like, I had a plate of pasta. So
Uh,
you whatchamacallit, you get all Italian. It's
but
like
I
the French. You
but I
you
had a
go the
great
whole
smoke.
thing. Yeah,
Back to the smoke. I had a great smoke. I was sitting on the
yeah.
terrace. I'm eating. I was having. I think I
But
had a
see,
mango.
that's how a gentleman should, and that's why on Sundays we go to a couple of different places and we sit outside like gentlemen, smoke cigars. Like I said, Saturday's not so much of an event; it's 3 or 4 hours. But Sunday is an event. We start
Mm.
about 9ish in the morning for those people, and I'm just saying, by 7 I've had a scotch because I have to make sure the scotch I'm bringing is okay, and you got to taste it. So by 9 o'clock in the morning, we're having a cigar and by 4 o'clock in the afternoon, we're done with our last cigar and we've had our lunch. And that's Sunday is a major cigar day. And yes,
It's
I've
something for
now
you to look forward to, I guess.
I yeah, it's like how do I it's like a mini 1 day holiday.
The vacation.
With yeah,
Wonderful. If
yeah,
and actually, that's you've stirred me emotionally there, right? Yeah, is that's for me is becoming
yeah,
like that.
yeah,
Really, when it comes to cigars, I don't. I kind of almost resent people asking me how many cigars you smoke in a day
yeah,
because the number of cigars doesn't really matter anymore. Whether it's I used to smoke, honestly, I used to smoke 3 or 4 cigars a day. I'm now down to maybe one and a half is my average.
right,
And the cigar that I kind of look forward, especially during this Ramadan period. I'm obviously not smoking in the daytime, right? I'm actually looking forward to something that has been constructed for me. It's in the sense that I can't eat before the sunset time is about 5:45 here, right? So
right,
once I've had food, once I've chilled out for an hour, then I'm in this kind of cigar hunting mode
right,
of
right.
what can I smoke? Where should I smoke it? I'm thinking about it even today, but I'm not feeling well. I'm not going to be out of the house. I'm feeling really a bit health wise. I'm feeling a bit miserable, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
I had fever for 2 days and whatever, right? But actually, the thought of having a nice meal later in the evening and
there
then
you go.
lighting up, even though I can't smell anything, might be a nice. It's just a nice thought.
Yeah.
But,
And that's
maybe
and
this is the time to smoke those shitty New World cigars that have been sitting
There
around.
we go. Yeah, because you can't taste them, so you might as well enjoy all the crap that you don't like, except for the wonderful Davidoffs that are New World, not New World,
Davidoff is not New
non-Cuban,
World.
because we got a lecture
Davidoff
from
is
Aaron
no.
Sigmund. And if you
Davidoff
ask
is
Aaron Sigmund, he'll tell you he knows everything because it's true. But anyway, so they're called non-Cubans, not New World, because they were ahead of us anyway. But yes, we only smoke the finest non-Cubans, which would be Davidoffs. You're welcome, Roy.
I don't
And so
think
we
of
do that.
Davidoff as non-Cuban. I think of Davidoff as
There we go.
something that transcends geographical boundaries. I think
There
of
it
it
comes.
as it's not the branding that's got to me. I think it's an ethos that sits
Uh-huh.
deep within my heart. That
Oh
there
my
is something
God.
that was done in a way and is continued to be created in a way of great excellence,
Yeah.
and quality. And so Davidoff transcends this petty discussion about whether it's Cuban or New
There it
World.
comes.
It's
Uh-huh.
more of a spiritual experience, um, and I'm looking forward to a Davidoff, not because of the marketing, but because one has to have done it. Yeah, I'm looking forward to this Oro Blanco, which I never smoked. Oro Blanco meaning white gold.
Yes.
It's an expensive cigar. I don't know if it's.
It's
I,
500 US, just so we're clear.
well. Some of us have access to these things
Yeah,
here
well, that's because
without
what
without
you
without
call you
without
go.
with, without
Yeah, I know.
having.
Roy goes and goes here. Try this, and that's really nice. Hey, Roy, this side of the pond.
Well, he's
Anyway,
not. No. Well. You invoked his name, and then I'm sure he's the type of person you say his name 2 or 3 times, he suddenly appears.
I'm
But
hoping it's because he's going to be like the Candyman, and then it'll be Sammy Davis because the Candyman can. Anyway, so that's what I'm hoping for. I'm
but
hoping
I
it's like
want to. I
Beetlejuice.
actually, I'm going to say something on. I'm going to smoke a Davidoff today.
Really? Congratulations. Oh my God.
Because that'll open up the sinuses. That'll get the what the fuck, that'll be that kind of
You are,
experience.
wait a minute. You're going to smoke a Davidoff and let's see what the audience thinks. There we go.
Well, Davidoff is, there's two types of cigars. There's Cuban cigars and there's Davidoffs.
Oh my God. Here. Well, it's a good thing my humidor is full of Davidoff. And they still, for my birthday, gave me this Davidoff, which I haven't smoked yet. That's on my list to smoke tomorrow. But the problem is when I go on Sunday, everyone has Cuban cigars. And the minute I pull out, if you will, a non-Cuban, I get these looks of disdain. Like, what are you, a peasant? Oh no, you can't smoke that. I can't. I pull even out the year of the horse or something. Like, no, stop. You're embarrassing us. Put them back here. And they just give me. I smoke Cubans all day. So
no Cuban cigar brand started off an aftershave, and Davidoff did. I used to wear, like in the 80s and 90s, I used to wear Davidoff Cool Water. Remember? But I know these are two separate companies, but it's the same bloody logo. It's the same name.
Yeah.
They obviously sprang from one luxury company.
Right.
But actually, now, why has you? I don't know how you managed to do this, Stephen. You've implanted Davidoff in my brain. I feel like smoking a Davidoff cigar with some Davidoff cologne.
There you go.
And
can I tell you why? Because
that experience.
The check cleared. So the minute the wire or the check clears from them, I make sure we're good to go.
It's burger evening. It's Saturday night. I think I'm going to break my fast with a burger. I'm going to go out, have a Davidoff, and I'm going to wear Davidoff cologne. And it's just
that's very nice.
There's an evening planned out. There's an escape, but it's going to be a Katie Warwick. Katie Warwick's active. Is your friend of yours, Stephen?
I don't know who Katie Warwick is. So hello, we have a fan. It says if you're going to drive more than 30 minutes, they have to have a cigar. That's pretty cool.
Everyone has their own way of.
And his other comment was, damn. And I don't know if I should say that in what vernacular, but damn.
Damn.
So there is a divide.
DAYUM, damn.
Yeah, damn. I'm American. So there's a divide. There are wealthy smokers and there are poors like me. I didn't know he was a poors. Didn't they invade you guys in London in like the 13th century? Didn't the poors come over and they invaded? It was a whole thing.
No. Those are the Moors.
The Moors. Yeah,
the Moors that invaded Spain and southern. What is southern Italy right now? Sicilia.
I was just checking. I knew there was somebody that invaded somebody, but the Poors so the Poors are the lesser of the Moors. I got that. All right.
I guess, but there's, when it comes to cigars, there's a cigar for everyone's budget, right? Yeah, if you can, I'll be very honest with you, from time to time, you might laugh at me, and I have one or two friends who do laugh.
Constantly.
I do like a Cohiba, I think it's a Panatella. It's a very, very thin, I think it's the smallest, Vitola, handmade Vitola there is, but it does, if it's rolled correctly, it gives you a really nice hit for 20 minutes, 30 minutes.
Oh, very nice.
25 minutes. So you should try that. It's a cigarette shape. It's perhaps even slimmer than a cigarette.
Yeah.
But it gives you a nice little hit, I think, over a coffee. Or just like a morning, you get up, you're still in bed, you don't know what to smoke, like that. And I know where I'm attacking the world today.
Well, and Katie, just to let you know, you don't have to be wealthy to smoke a Cuban cigar.
Yeah, some has them out for free in Tampa.
Thanks for helping me out. But no, they're not that expensive. I mean, seriously, if you can get a Cuban, not in London, because between the taxes and the mafia that controls it, and I don't mean our mafia over here with the Jews and the Italians where we own everything, but then we own everything.
When you say the Jews and the Italians, you mean the Jews?
Yeah, well, I know. I'm just trying to I'm throwing other ethnicities in there. But yeah, it's the Hunters and Frank people that, you got to make a little vig. But I mean, if you go elsewhere or you're at the airport, you can pick up a box of a little sampler.
Before you go on, all I'm seeing is bright bursts of sunshine behind your head. All I'm seeing is.
There you go. I'm sorry. It's angelic. That's how I'm doing. I do this so it's angelic. That's why. And next week, though, you won't, because this Sunday, and I know it doesn't happen until March 21st where you guys are, but this Sunday we spring forward. So the show for me will be at 6, for you to be at your time. For me, it'll be at 6 a.m. So we can keep consistent for the fans overseas.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
great, which is okay. I mean, I'm up anyway, but my point is that so it won't be as angelic. So it'll
I'm
be calm.
I'm looking at the baseball cap that you're wearing, and that's obviously part of the merch. Do you want to put the merch thing up?
Oh yes, the merch thing. I have to go to the
Merch thing
special.
up.
The merch. I like
I
the.
live on the border. By the way, I live on the border with Mexico. Is that a viable option? You can smoke Mexican. You can smoke that 16. Was it 16?
There you go.
Oh,
There's the
16.
merch.
Oh, the Mexican brand.
Yeah.
Casa
I live on the
1612.
border with Mexico. That is a viable option. Can't is it? I wouldn't think. Wouldn't Mexico have Cuban cigars?
Well, Mexico might have Mexican cigars. Um,
Okay.
uh, but you can get Cubans everywhere in the world except USA, where you can get them as well.
Well, we can't know here that no, you can't get them at all. That's why we're in Monaco every weekend. We go fly to Monaco just to do this show, so we can have
Oh, I
Sunday
see. I
cigars.
see. I see.
Yeah,
Now that insistence makes sense.
yeah, there you go. On the
It's a
yacht.
caveat.
Yeah, there's
It's
a
a caveat.
caveat. That's right. We're purposely go to Monaco so we don't we don't upset anybody. That's why we can sit outside like gentlemen and smoke cigars.
There you go.
And we try to go to the private club, and they don't let us in because we're not gentlemen enough, apparently. So there
You
you
can
have
go
it.
to the private club.
I
Um,
know.
that private club apparently has many, many members. I know because I watched the video of the of Dominique London with Kirby
Right.
Allison. There you go. There's two big names.
There you go.
And that reminds me, that's a cigar event that's happening at the end of this month. We're in March, aren't we? So it's the end of
Yes,
this
we are.
month. So the Dominique London shop, uh,
Ooh.
the ultra luxury cigar boutique, is opening up in Pall Mall in London.
Okay.
Not Pall Mall, it's Pall Mall. You can
Palmar
go
used
to
to be a
the
cigarette, right?
yeah. You triggered a memory there. Pall Mall cigarettes. Yeah, you're
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
Well, listen, when I say I'm 17 billion in one, I'm 17 billion in one. I can go back. That's why I knew about the pores and the Moors. There's a whole thing. I got this all.
I never smoked them, but you have reminded me of those cigarettes being in sort of like with the expensive cigarettes because you had
Yeah.
hey, that's quite interesting. I wonder if you can still get Pall Mall cigarettes. I wonder if that might be something that might clear up my sinuses too.
Well, you can go to
I
whatchamacallit
don't
when
know
you
what
go the
for
opening.
lately. I have been thinking about cigarettes, and I don't know why. It's just
I was-
maybe I've been hanging out with people that smoke cigarettes from time to time. It's sort
well,
of
that's
clicked.
the disgusting habit. You should only smoke cigars because cigars are all healthy. By the way,
Mm.
there's a big shout out. I can't say the guy's real name, but if I say Rocky's dad, and just so we're clear, Rocky is his pet alligator. And when I mean alligator, I mean like a 16-foot alligator is this gentleman's pet. Rocky's dad is a real doctor, not one that plays on TV or like me that
Mm.
has a PhD in finance type thing, but a real medical doctor that gets
Mm.
to feel up women and molest men and stuff and operate and do whatever he does. And he said that he's read all the studies and done all the thing. And you have, by smoking cigars, whether you smoke one or two a day or whatever it is, your chances of getting cancer from a cigar maybe is 1%. He said that the medical benefits of smoking a cigar outweigh any medical risk because cigars are known to reduce stress, help your brain function, and went through
I
this
think
whole
he's
list.
I think he's wrong. Three of my three. Well, I only have three aunts. All three of my aunts have told me for my whole life that smoking is bad for me and that I should quit smoking. So
Yeah, how'd that work out?
I take their advice because they obviously. And by the way, they've never smoked,
Okay, well
and they've
that's
always
good.
said that
Yeah.
smoking is an obscene habit.
Oh my God, it's
Um,
very obscene.
so I would take their advice at the end of
Well,
the
it was
day.
great. And let me know when you start. But anyway, so here's a real medical doctor that said
Well,
that.
I
And I
love my
thought,
aunts, by the way. I
I,
don't
I,
mean that
I
in a bad way. I'm just
no,
saying
no,
that.
everybody loves their ants. Anyway, so no, I was like, so I thought that was very interesting. But what's more interesting was his pet alligator. And his pet alligator,
A
he's known him since he's
paligator.
a alligator. He knows him since he's a baby, the alligator. And he started by feeding him
The
chicken.
alligator knows him since he was a baby.
Since Rocky
So he
is the
didn't eat
alligator.
him when he was a baby.
So he met Rocky when he bought the house apparently, and he was sitting on
Was
his
Rocky
deck one
in the
day.
house
No, Rocky was in the lagoon where the Rocky lives in the
with the
swamps
baby?
without the baby. So Rocky, this is gonna be a long story. So Rocky is swimming around in the lagoon thing or whatever in the swamps of wherever, and he comes up on the dock while he's smoking his cigar. So he's just sitting there, and he kept getting closer and closer. And one day he petted Rocky. Rocky was good with this. And then one day he brought Rocky a chicken. Rocky was good with this.
Rocky ate the
So
chicken in one bite.
he did. And so some people I know went to go visit, and they show me the video of him calling for Rocky. Rocky here's his name, her name, Rocky's a her, I'm sorry, pops out of the water, comes right up to the dock, gets its chicken, gets a pet, hangs out, and goes back.
Well, that's the way
and I'm like,
that's how you make cigar buddies. That's how you make cigar friends.
It's an alligator. I mean, it's like, this isn't like the cartoon from the 1960s, Ally the alligator, who has a little hat and a little thing and a little briefcase. This is a real live, like, dinosaur.
This is a beautiful example of conviviality and camaraderie. It is interspecies. It's,
Yeah.
No, a good time is a good time. It doesn't matter if you're an alligator or not. Yeah, a good time for an alligator is a chicken.
When they told me the story, I was like, calm down. Like, there's no and then they literally videoed it. And you hear, and he's like, Rocky, Rocky. And then the head pops out of the water. I'm like, you kidding? And then boom. And I'll have to ask if they'll let us play the video on the show. We'll see if we can get permission. If we can, I'll get it for next week, and we'll also make it a short. But I thought that was the funniest thing on the planet, and also kind of the scariest thing. And they're like, you should come out. And everybody wants to meet you. And I'm like, I don't need to meet Rocky. I'm good. I can stay in the house and watch from a distance. Because, my luck, Rocky could be anti-Semitic. I could I could lose a few things. And the Moya already took 10%, And again, Rocky could be Jewish. He could look at me and go, I'm looking at Rocky as there's a briefcase, there's some shoes. I'm thinking Rocky and I may not get along. I don't want to take a chance here, So yeah, so I thought that was very interesting. So in my travels, because of the show, I meet these interesting people. So there you go. And since he's Rocky's dad, that's what we call him. Rocky's dad is a bona fide doctor. He was telling the guys about that. Now, Rocky's dad also said he has a Cuban collection, and I've seen pictures that will knock your socks off. And he has told my boys that he would love for us to do the show one Saturday live from his bunker. So there may be a Saturday. Yeah, we're trying to figure out arrangements. He's like an hour away. So it's a logistical thing. So we're working through it. And so, yes, if we can do it, we'll be a Saturday where we will be doing a live show with Rocky's dad, and he'll be showing us his collection, and we'll be so that'll be an interesting show. So we're working on that. Hopefully that'll come in the next few months. And there you go. But the alligator thing, let's just show the video, because I'm not going outside and calling Rocky for Rocky to come over, because that, with my luck, will be the live show where Rocky eats everybody. So it would get good ratings, though. Anytime you want to jump in.
No, just I was away with the fairies there. I was just thinking of all the very, very interesting. So that is the wonderful, wonderful thing about this cigar world, is that it brings very, very interesting animals. In this case, Rocky,
yeah,
brings very interesting animals into the fold. You just don't know. It forces people to meet. It forces you to meet people that you wouldn't necessarily ordinarily meet in any other circle of life.
Correct.
And around a table of guys smoking cigars, or I don't know, wherever it is, or on a terrace or wherever it is, yeah.
Right.
It forces people to sit and talk for the duration of that cigar, and it's not just a casual conversation that lasts 1 minute or 2 minutes when you're walking past people, or in a restaurant or whatever it may be. This is sort of a cigar is a very, very to those who know, it's a social instrument, other than just a sort of an enjoyment of itself. So, yeah,
it's also a great equalizer, because nobody really cares, even though we'll bust each other's chops whether you're smoking a Cuban or a non-Cuban, other than you. But nobody really cares if you're smoking.
You say this, but I've heard many, many stories, and I've seen also myself. I don't participate in this, but I have seen when what you're smoking is the status symbol. So especially when you go to events or festivals,
we don't do that.
People will flex on what they're smoking. They'll flex on what they're smoking, and it's a mirror of their ego at the end of the
Yeah.
day. They're what they're trying to do.
I won't hang out with people who flex with their cigar. The guys I smoke with, whether you pull out a non-Cuban or a Cuban, I mean, granted they bust my chops because they have a beautiful Cuban collection or like smoke the smooches. I'm very grateful for. Um, but they don't care whether you pull out a $2 cigar or a $2,000 cigar. It's something we spoke about before. It's the brotherhood of the cigar, the brotherhood of the leaf. That's what you're there for. You're there for the personalities. You're there for this. You're there for that. So everybody gets along because of that. Nobody has an ego like, look what I'm smoking. I'm smoking, a $10 million. Great for you. Like, you're smoking, as we say on the show, and people now say this back to me, you're smoking dried leaves. Yes, we're smoking dried leaves.
Apart from the everyday cigars, it's actually it's not the monetary value of the cigar that counts. It's sort of the rarity of the cigar that you want to. I want to smoke a cigar that I haven't smoked before. I want to smoke a cigar that's not easily you can't easily get your hands on. I mean, I won't say the rarer the better. That is very egotistical, yeah.
Right.
But you're searching for experiences. A bit like going on holiday, right? Everyone goes to holiday to Dubai, right? I don't really want to go on holiday
Anymore.
to Dubai. Everyone goes, right?
not anymore. They're
Everyone
not.
goes there, right? Well, I do you like the way I brought that?
Yeah, I got that.
I don't want to go on holiday. I want to go on holiday to places that I have already an interest in,
right?
Historically, or is slightly off the beaten track. And it's the same with cigars.
Yeah.
I want those experiences that I won't say no one else has those experiences, but hey, I wonder what this is like. I've never tried this before. I wonder what this is like. People speak very highly of. So there's one cigar Vitola I'll mention now, only because it's relevant. Ursa's watching, yeah? And AJ referenced it, I think, 2 or 3 shows ago, is the Quaba, which is not a double Figurado. So it's the Quaba Piramides 2008 Edición Limitada, which I was talking about. And then Urs was saying, look, I'm coming to London, we're going to smoke those together. I said, great. It's just a curiosity. Say, hey, let's try something. It's sort of, you built it up in your head. I want to try it. I want to see how good it is. And one cigar may not suffice. So you have to smoke, to get to know a cigar, you have to smoke it 2 or 3 times. I have always said this, yeah?
Box
At least
cigars,
2 or 3 times on your own, in company, indoor, outdoor. You have to vary it up to see what it's like. But let's see what that one's about. So it's about experiences at the end of the day.
At the end of the day, it's like when you play golf, it's the experience of the game. You go to a Formula One, it's the experience of the event.
It's the winning.
Well, that gig wins some money anyway, but it's the experience.
Losers talk about experience. Winners
there we go.
Winning.
Have you ever played golf?
Thank God, no.
Okay,
it doesn't interest me. It doesn't interest me. But if I'm on the road, even if I'm not in a Formula One, if I'm driving, I have to be first out of the traffic lights.
Okay, you're one. Okay, what I don't, someone drives me. As long as I get there in one piece. Now I'm happy. But anyway, whether it's Formula One, golf, your football, our football, smoking a cigar, it's the enjoyment of the event.
Your game and our football, because
listen, I like your football. So yeah, but no, I'm just saying it's the event, it's the people, it's the memory. Every cigar has a memory, right? That's why we all keep the label from the cigar, if you will, the band. That's why everyone puts.
A lot of people don't. A lot of people just take the band off and put it there on the table. I keep the band. I don't know why.
Yeah, I might have a
habit. I just keep them.
Yeah, but I can pull one out and I can look at that and there's a memory tied to that. And I like that. That's right. Well, that's now because of Instagram. The memory's there.
I'm in the nicest way possible. Take a photo of the cigar. But actually, the lighter situation means you should now start doing very short videos of lighting up a cigar. If you can get.
I'm going to. I'm going to have to get someone to hold it tomorrow. Well, the new phone that I got, by the way.
Tripod, Stephen.
No, it has a little stand. Look, it has a stand. I can film this way. Perfect. So I'm going to film tomorrow with my new ST DuPont koi lighter going cling. Slicky, light it, snip.
Is that on the case? Is that built into the case?
Yes. Yeah. In America, we have great things. And then
you mean a stick poking out of another?
Yeah, you don't get this everywhere in the world, everybody. This is special.
Which
only here in the US.
Against a book or something like that.
You do that too, but it comes in handy, and not really. But it's nice because that was the big selling point. They go, you never know when you're going to need to lean your phone up against something, and you don't want it to fall down. So actually, that is true. When I talk to you during the week in my office, I have a little stand so I don't have to pick up the phone. So I can just have the stand there so I can look at you and then serenade you with cigar rhetoric. And there you have it. Okay.
So the action plan for me this evening, if I can manage it. I don't know if
Please.
I can manage it. I'm by the way, I'm on low energy right now. Even
I see that. We're going to go soon, folks. So get your questions in.
Is for some reason it's stuck in my head. I think it's a Davidoff Nicaragua. It comes in a
All
sort of
right.
black tube. Am I
Okay.
right? Can Roy Sommer or Vibav, those two splendid gentlemen, please correct me?
Okay.
It's called
That
a.
would be
I
why
think it's a
Roy to
Nicaragua.
watch the
Even they
show.
have a world. They have a global traveler series. They come in black tubes
Wow.
with Nicaragua. I don't know why that came into my brain. I don't know why.
Well, anyway,
But something like that, and a nice chocolate gatto and a nice coffee. I'm done.
I'm hungry
That's a
now.
good
Thanks.
combination.
I think I'm going to make some dumplings. Thanks. So I'm going to have the Asian staff make dumplings now. Dumplings, let's go. Chop, chop. That isn't have all day. Anyway, so kids, next week, are you going to be, shall we say, in this setting? Or will you be, I don't know, in a graveyard? Because if you're going to be in a graveyard, I'm not inviting a
No,
guest because next week,
no. I'll be back. I'll be back in this setting because I'm traveling during the week, probably on
okay.
Wednesday.
I'm going to then ask, I will reach out to Mr. Blanco, David Blanco, and ask David if he would like to come on the show.
Benny Blanco from the Bronx.
Benny Blanco from the Bronx, right? I'm going to ask him to come on the show next Saturday and see if he gets food poisoning again. And then if not, we'll just, yours is always great. Everyone loves the shows with
I
him
want
because
you.
he's so casual about
I
stuff.
want you to reach out to someone who is stateside, who is probably Florida side. I want you to reach out to Rocky Patel, see if you can get him on the show.
I don't even
If
know
you
Rocky
can't get him on
Patel.
the show, if you can't get him on the show, then there's another man who can get him on the show, and that's his older brother who lives in London. That's AJ Patel.
Are you kidding? Are you serious? AJ is related to
No, I'm
Rocky?
serious. He does live in London, and
Wait, is that our AJ or a different AJ?
suddenly he's our AJ, is he?
Is he our AJ? Well, excuse me. The AJ that you've graciously introduced me to. Is that really Rocky's brother?
You're gonna make me more ill. You're gonna make me
I
more
know.
ill by
I'm
saying
here
that.
for you. If you throw up on the show,
So
that's the short, by the way.
his older brother who lives in London, AJ Patel.
Yeah, the one who owns number 6, number 9, number 12, number 3
Well,
Cavendish, that
according
guy?
to you, number one Cavendish.
Number 2. It was number
Well, you
2
said number one
Cavendish
last
last.
time,
Okay.
right?
So
Ask him
is
because I would like to have us have a little bit of a chin wag with Mr. Rocky Patel. I want to ask
okay.
him: is the reason he makes so many cigars is to stay ahead of the trend of the last bad one?
I have a feeling Mr. Rocky Patel will probably
Rocky
not
Patel,
be
I'll be
joining.
honest with you, he's a lovely guy. I'll be honest with you, he's a lovely
You've
guy.
met
I
him.
met him.
He's great.
I met him last summer, just not
Yeah,
in London. It was just outside London, right? Yeah, I went to this summertime smoke festival
right.
organized by his older cousin, that is Parish Patel.
Okay.
There's a lot of them around here in the cigar industry,
Well,
and
they take over
I'll
everything.
tell you something. Rocky's a gentleman. He's an
Yes.
absolute gentle. Very likable fellow,
Right.
right? So somehow he slips these medium quality cigars under everyone's noses, right? Yeah, but I would love to have a chin wag with him. I'd love to have. So if you could arrange it, if you can't do it
I have
directly,
no I know he lives
you have no
close.
tangibility. No
I have
tangibility.
no idea of even how to reach out to Mr.
It's
Patel. And
easy.
I don't
Reach out to Mr. Patel through
Mr.
the
Patel.
go through the
There's
chain.
so many There's so many
Go through.
Patels in the world.
Listen,
They're all
no,
related. I just
go through the chain of mafia command.
yes.
Go to the
So,
AJ Patel sitting in
but wait a
London.
minute. You still haven't answered my question. I'm gonna do this before we get
Yes,
off
he
the
does
air.
live in London. Yes, he does
No,
live.
I know that. I know there's a bunch of Patels that live in London. That's like saying there's a bunch of Jews that live in Boca. Yeah, I got that. I know it.
They don't live in Boca. They own Boca. All Jews
Same
own
thing.
everything.
Anyway, okay. So is the A?
Where
Let
is
me rephrase.
Boca? Is it Boca Raton or?
Yeah, Boca Raton. Boca
It's
Raton.
sort of in Florida, next to Tampa
It's
and north of
no,
Miami.
no, 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 no. So Boca Raton is right
How did
down
you get
below
onto
Palm
this
Beach.
topic? You were talking
Because
about
you're talking about
Jews.
AJ Patel, and I'm using an analogy. So I'm analogizing here. All those years of education are finally paying off. So now, AJ Patel, it's in London.
AJ Patel absolutely lives in London. It's true.
Got that. Calm down. Let me
It's
finish. This
true.
is like, how long is the
And
Chinaman?
would you
Yeah.
imagine he has some tangibility on Rocky Patel?
Okay, now calm down. AJ Patel that we're discussing, is that the same AJ Patel who owns the number 6 Cavendish, or is it a different
Number
AJ
one
Patel?
Cavendish. Yes, it's the same AJ Patel that owns the
What
company.
then? Why is it? You say AJ more than I do. Why don't you say AJ? We'd love to have Rocky on. Just don't have him watch any of the
Well,
shows. We're busy
I'll
calling
tell
it
you another.
Cigars crap.
I'll tell you another secret. If AJ is
Yeah.
watching this right now, I'll tell you another
Yeah.
secret. AJ's name is not AJ.
What the hell are we calling him
I'll
for?
bet you if he's watching, his ears pricked up. AJ's name is not AJ.
He's going to have people come to your house and kill you now. Way to
No,
go.
it doesn't have to because I know what his real name is.
Oh, because he's a Patel. You guys are all related. I got it. All right, fine. I
His
see.
name is not AJ Patel.
He says that for the American people, the British
Okay.
people. Okay, I
His
got it.
name is Ajay Patel.
Okay.
It's
So people call him
pronounced
AJ.
totally differently. Everyone says AJ because it's a default setting, yeah.
Yeah.
And even AJ says AJ, yeah.
Right.
Yeah. It's Ajay. Ajay, I'm right, aren't I? I'm right.
AJ.
I'm right.
AJ.
Get on here and start typing.
He's going to, and he's probably going to not type nice things. I'm sure there's going
No,
to be
he's
some
probably
middle
busy
fingers.
selling. He's probably selling
I was going to say he's
millions
probably
of
working,
euros and
listening to
stuff,
this.
isn't
So
it?
he's going to, yeah, he's working, listening to this. He goes, I'm going to kill Rizzo.
There's one thing Ajay showed us in his shop that for some reason is not going out of my brain. Is that beautiful diamond encrusted Behike lighter? That's to do
Yes, and we have a short that we showed that on. That was gorgeous.
because the reason why it's stuck in my brain is because that's sort of like understated bling.
Yeah.
It's blingy, but it's not that blingy. But it is blingy, but it's not
It
that
is
blingy.
very,
You know what I mean? But it's blingy.
it's understated elegance.
It's very understated elegance. It's like an AMG Mercedes. It's like most people don't know what an AMG is, but an AMG, a real AMG, not one just with a badge on it. A real AMG has got a special engine, hand-built engine. So anyway,
Yeah.
I'm detracting, but Ajay Patel.
Okay.
If
Well,
you can grab Ajay Patel and get Rocky, why don't you have two? But that's Ajay Patel and Rocky Patel on the same fucking podcast.
that would be good because when you insult
Set
his
one against
cousin,
the other. Set one against the
because
other.
when you insult his cousin about the crappy non-Cuban cigars he makes when he leaves, which we'll have AJ to talk to. So maybe that's why.
I'm not the only one that thinks they're crappy. I think the whole world thinks they're crappy. But
Well, I know. Well, you know what's really funny? The other day when I was smoking, there was a guy smoking a Rocky Patel, and I go, "How do you like it?" I think it was his Rocky's 15 anniversary, whatever. And this guy's like, he goes, "That's all I smoke," and I'm like, "All right." So there is a market for Mr. Patel, Mr. Rocky
there
Patel
was a
cigars.
very, very famous jewelers in London throughout the 70s and 80s, and I think midway through the 90s. It was called Ratner's.
Okay.
And it was owned by a very rich guy, Gerald Ratner. Okay.
Yeah,
And
sure.
actually, he would sell jewelry that was cheap, inexpensive. Anyone you could walk in and for £20, and I'm talking in the 80s, £20, 50, you could buy something. Not the best thing, you could buy something. You could buy a piece of gold or you could buy a fake diamond. You could buy something, right? And he had a massive business failure because on TV once, and I think this is in the late mid 90s, he proudly boasted in an interview that, I basically sell crap and people buy it.
Oh, wow.
But this is before social media and everything, right?
Yeah.
He got very carried away with himself and he said, basically, we sell crap and people buy it, right? But it's crap, right?
Yeah.
But the affordability thing was that even for a very small amount of money, even for the few pounds you had in your pocket, you could walk into a jewelry store and buy something.
Correct.
Right. Okay. So maybe you just buy you forgot to buy a present or something for a kid, but you could buy something. And that's what the Rocky Patel school of cigar making is for me, to be very honest with you.
But there's like
there is something for everyone. It's something for
that's
everyone.
true.
There's about 6 billion Vitolas, and there might be one or two special ones. There might be.
I told you I tried. What was it? 2 years ago, someone said you have to try his $100 anniversary cigar, and I was asking the guy if they're any good. He just told me he's trying to impress me. I bought a box. I was like, I don't give a fuck. How's the cigar?
Yeah.
And I tried it, and I was like, what a piece of shit this cigar was. I was like, not impressed.
Cigar.
A cigar. I'm sorry, cigar. I get so excited. And the teeth aren't paid for yet. But anyway, so I wasn't impressed. Now, I'm sure he makes wonderful sticks. I just haven't had one. So having him on the show, I think would be interesting. Just kind of like David Blanco's going to come on and talk about non-Cubans. It'd be interesting just to how you started. Well, David Blanco's also a fifth generation. Rocky, I think, is first generation cigar guy. So it'd be interesting for that story. So yes, if Mr. AJ Patel at number 6 Cavendish in London would like to reach out to his cousin, great. If not, I have no way to get a hold of Rocky. And if Rocky sees any of our shows where you literally trash his cigars, and I don't help either, I don't think he's coming on anytime soon.
I want a cigar named after me. There's my
The
ego.
RZA?
I want the Reza.
Listen, we can do that. David
Yeah,
Blanco
but
can
not
make
just the shitty
cigars.
cigar, right? Like, I mean, a proper Cuban.
Okay, so I have a guy who could do that for you.
And
In fact,
it'll probably,
one of the guys on Sunday has a guy who knows a guy who shot another guy who says we have a guy that can make cigars and make it for Habanos Saturday. Or if your ego is so big that you need to check it into another country, we can probably have them make the RZA. Do you want me to really? I will inquire about this tomorrow.
I mean, it's easy.
Really
I can take a cigar and put a band on it and write.
No. They will make it with your blend and whatever you. They'll do a cigar.
Is going to be something like honey.
Oh God, here we go.
Coffee.
There it comes.
Leather.
Yeah, why don't you talk to Anna Lopez about
lavender?
You got to be a longtime fan to get that inside joke.
Actually, I wonder if cigar smoker, and here's an idea for the Davidoff fellows out there.
Yeah.
Here's an idea, folks. You've got 5 million permutations. If I'm wrong, someone correct me. Davidoff has the ability to make 5 million different permutations of flavor, given the different tobaccos that they're on. Right. Why can't we have, a bit like Swatch? Swatch, the watch company. Yeah?
Sure.
You can make your own Swatch. You can go online. You can customize the band. You can customize your car. You can buy Mercedes, but you can change it.
Right.
Why can't we have an online customization service for Davidoff that creates your blend the way you want it? So you can pick your notes. You can say, I want it leathery. I want 10% leathery, 20% coffee characteristics. Right. And they'll say, right, you want deep coffee, you want milky coffee, that kind of thing. And you construct a cigar,
right?
You construct a blend, and obviously to make it worthwhile. So, by the way, if anyone's watching, this is a fucking good idea, by the way. Yeah, AJ's watching.
Rocky's watching. Rocky Patel's going to go. This is what we're going to do.
Rocky Patel. So you create an online cigar blend factory,
right?
And in order to make the purchase, because it has to work out worthwhile, you have to buy at least, I don't know, 1,000 sticks of that.
That's why they don't do it. Who's going to buy 1,000 cigars?
Mate, I think, depending on the pricing, I've come up with the future here. Depending on the pricing, yeah?
I don't know about that.
Because the shitty New World cigar companies can charge less because they're just cheaper, yeah? Right, but if you could do that in Cuba, which I don't think they'll let you do in Cuba, right? Okay. Maybe that would be... And I'm sure they do that anyway, by the way. For very rich customers, they make their own blend. Okay. They do this. They just do this anyway, right? But I'm coming up for this idea specifically for a splendid company, splendid brand out there, Davidoff.
Davidoff, yes, we know Davidoff. Yes, if you say it one more time, I think they are going to magically appear on the show.
I've been told that if I say Davidoff enough times on air, then
do you get a Blanco?
I'll be inducted into the Davidoff Hall of Fame, which also comes with the added benefit that you receive unlimited Oro Blancos throughout the year.
Hold on. Davidoff.
It doesn't work in... It only works in certain jurisdictions.
Sorry. I didn't realize that. Sorry about that.
There's a caveat at the bottom.
Well, there always is. Bastards. So...
But I think that a bit like Converse shoes. I've done this online with different products. I wear Converse shoes all the time. I spec them out. I spec my Converse out.
Really?
Yeah, I always do. Always spec out my Converse. I've got camouflage print Converse with my name.
Of course you do, because you have no ego. So
anyway, so we could have an online Davidoff cigar configurator.
All right.
You choose your blend, and you can choose your own brand, band.
Band, right?
Italian band, and put it
Yours would be
on,
called the
and then
RZA.
Davidoff, and it'll be the Davidoff Rosa.
Here's what I'm shocked at. I'm shocked that Roy
You're
hasn't said
shocked
to
that they
you
haven't
what.
done it already. You're shocked that he's
No,
not
no.
taking notes.
What I'm shocked at is Roy hasn't said to you, why aren't we doing a Habanos Saturday cigar? That's what I'm shocked at.
They do. It's called the Oro Blanco.
Okay. Yeah, I missed the
That's a
memo.
special edition. Special edition.
Just for us. Just for us. Okay, I'm sorry, I didn't realize. So if you buy an Oro Blanco, you're thinking of
I
Habanos
want them
Saturday.
to. I want them to do a special zodiac year that doesn't exist. The year of the alligator.
Then and name it Rocky.
And name it Reza, a lizard.
Reza. Oh my God, this is going
Hey,
to be too funny.
Ruben's on too early. Ruben's in bed. He's probably doing his 15th turn of he's still of the
Ruben was
night.
actually on Instagram a little while ago, and I
You
think
know what,
he's like,
Ruben? You know what? Ruben is smoking a Cuban. Ruben is smoking a cohiba, lying on the side of his bed with orange juice, having a
I'm
drink,
sure.
with his earphones on, listening to
Yeah.
this, wondering what the hell, man.
And you're like, why are these guys up so early? Anyway, that's the way it is.
That's one thing
Okay.
I haven't done. I've just spoken about it on this show. There's one thing I haven't done. I haven't really ever smoked a cigar in bed.
Yeah, there's something I don't know. You have
know.
to, that's special. That's special.
I wonder if that would be special or not special. It's okay if you're watching TV sitting in bed.
I
It's
think
not
you just
okay
get
if
up in the morning and the first thing you do is you light the cigar. You just get up and you're like, I have my humidor. You light it. You
it's just
sit
the
there.
first thing you do is you're reaching
Yeah,
with that cigar.
you reach the cigar. You get your
Chop your
lighter.
fingers off.
You push the button, and your manservant comes in, or your gentleman's gentleman. He brings you your coffee, your orange juice, in my case, scotch, and you start your day off right with a little Robusto for 20 minutes with your scotch and cigar in bed. That's perfect. I love it. I know what I'm doing tomorrow. It's great.
Yeah. My medicine from last night is wearing off. I'm losing energy, my friend.
I see that. All right, guys. The big guy here
I
is
don't
good.
mean this in terms of show. I'm not.
No, I know because
So,
you've been sick. Listen, everybody, we will be back next week. RZA may or may not. If he's dead, he's not coming back. If he's alive, he'll definitely be here, or we'll be doing the cemetery show if he is dead. We'll see everybody next week. Thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe and like, and that's it. And remember, AJ, I can't remember, and don't call your cousin first. And that's it, guys. Everybody have a great weekend. Cheers, everybody.